I am back. We did get a room. I'm actually out in the waiting area now, sitting down, and I'm gonna try to get this phone somewhere comfortable where I can be still with it. Maybe that'll work. But anyway, I just wanted to hop back on. For anybody that happens to see this and want to hop back on, you're more than welcome to do so. Because, like I said, I did not expect for this situation to occur. And hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to check with my daughter to see if, well, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I'm going to chat, and if somebody comes in, good. If nobody comes in, I'll just be chatting to myself. But if you're on here and you hear me and you see me, just put a text in so I can see. Okay, Val, hi, how are you? I am okay. I don't know if you were on earlier, but I'm at the hospital. I'm not sick. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm here with my husband. He had surgery. They were supposed to send him home, but he wasn't feeling well, so he.
You got lost, ma'am.
No, I'm actually online.
No, so you got lost around the corner.
No, I know I go back down and around and back to the room
So why you don't come down and go here?
because
You
I.
forget all your phone. Yes, ma'am. Mine do the same thing.
Anyway, thank you. As you can see, I'm not alone. People are walking down the hallway, but I am in a waiting room. So I'm okay, some privacy, and I didn't want to be in the room disturbing him while I'm having my conversation. So I'm glad you can hear me, you can see me. Hi, Leslie, how you doing? He actually is feeling a little better now that he's in a room, and the pain medicine seems to be kicking in. And he was actually trying to go to sleep before they came and got him and moved him and all of that kind of stuff, and woke him up and wanted to know why he didn't want to open up his eyes. He was like, "Cause I'm trying to go to sleep." But yeah, he's off that gurney into a bed, so he should feel a lot better. So I think everything is going to be fine. We'll go home. Um, we'll go home tomorrow morning sometime. And so that means that it should not be any issue with the so long for tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So that part is good. And I really want to apologize to everybody about today not being able to actually do the live like I normally do. But I do appreciate all of you that are coming back or came back. Um, Now that I am situated, and that's why I wanted to come back on at 9 o'clock if we were situated. And I think we got moved about 8:40. So just got in there, got him all switched over, got him situated and everything. And so I said, let me run down here, find a quiet place to sit down and talk to you guys. And yes, family is important. And you got to do what you got to do. You never know what's going to happen. It's called life. Life be life, and we just have to roll with the punches. And best laid plans don't always work out because you never know what's going to happen. And he kept wanting me to go home. He said, "Well, you got to do your live. You got to do your live." And I said, "Yeah, but I can't leave until I know what's going to happen with you." And then they did not make a decision to keep him until it was too late to leave because, as I said earlier, I don't drive at night. I don't drive at night, period. Not unless it's around the corner because that is too dangerous for me. I don't see well, so I don't drive at night at all. I've been like that for years. Go anywhere I want to go in the daytime, but at night, I'm not driving. But anyway, enough of that. Thank you guys. I do appreciate your concern for him. But again, like I said, he's doing fine. The medicine obviously is kicking in now because he's resting better. His vitals are coming down and things are looking much better for him as far as controlling the pain. They figured out the right dosages of everything and so forth and so on. So I think he'll be doing okay going forward. At least that's our hope and expectation. So, So with that being said, um, what I was talking about earlier, a little bit about the fabric stuff. I know we've talked briefly about the rumor that Joanne may be going out of business, and I think I've read it somewhere, and it's really concerning to me because as far as I know, Joanne and Hobby Lobby are the only places that you can actually go and get fabric unless you go to like a boutique and you have to live somewhere near a boutique that sells fabric or your sewing back your embroidery machine or sewing machine dealership oftentimes sells fabric as well, but then they're limited as to the kinds of fabrics and things that they sell. Because I know the sewing back that I take my machine to, that I go to, they sell beautiful fabric. It's expensive, but it's all cotton. It's all dealing with quilting. That's their emphasis, that's their main focus, and everything is for geared towards quilting. So if you wanted something netted, if you wanted tulle, if you want canvas, um, even some of the notions you can't get because they don't sell those things. So in order to get what you really want or need, you need to be at a quote unquote fabric store. And even with Hobby Lobby, they have a lot of fabric, but their notions and stuff are limited, I think. And shopping online, what do we have as far as I know? Brick and mortar would be Joann, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. They said Michaels. I've not seen any fabric in Michaels. Um, I don't know of any other places other than, like I said, a boutique somewhere you might have some in your neighborhood or what have you that you're familiar with. But that's very limited. And then you're stuck with going online. Now, there's lots of online fabric stores. They have the bougie, the real expensive, and they have fabric wholesale, fabric warehouse. Um, I need fabric. I get emails from them, and it's a few more that I looked up. No, it's not Smart Needle, something else. I can't remember. Like I said, I don't have my notes with me, but I discovered quite a few online places that sell fabric. And I went onto their website and I looked at what they had, and it looks really nice. And they have a lot of notions and a lot of stuff, but you're looking at having to buy sight unseen. And I don't know exactly what their return policy is. And some places I noticed that they have an expectation of a certain amount. Like even with Joann, uh, they want you to order 2 yards or more. I went into Joann the other day and got an eighth of a yard of a bunch of fabric for my appliques for my Christmas tree skirt. Now, I don't want to have to buy 2 yards of fabric just because I need an eighth of a yard of fabric. So no. And the gentleman, he was new. He told me he couldn't cut anything under a fourth, and I said like, no, that's not true because I came in here before and got an eighth of a yard. I'm just trying to get something that is small, like a fat quarters, but even less than fat quarters, and they didn't have any Christmas fat quarters. I couldn't get them anyway. So I just pulled out several bolts of Christmas fabric that I like, and I took it up to the counter and I asked for an eighth of a yard of all of those. And they were anywhere from 61 cents to a dollar and a nickel or something like that, which was perfectly fine because that's all I need. You know, I'm going to use it for applique. I'm going to cut this little bitty square. Why would I need all this fabric? And you know, I can have it for the next time that I have a need for some Christmas applique or something. So it is a whole lot better than being forced to buy a lot of fabric, which I fear is going to be the case if we end up having to buy all of our fabric from an online store. So I hope that doesn't happen. So I see Pearl, how you doing? And thank you for all your prayers. I see who haven't I've spoken to. I only see Val, Leslie, Terry, Mary Brown, how you doing, and Pearl and Robin. So it may be other people that have come back in. I don't know. They're just in the background because it's kind of funny. Two of my girlfriends in St. Louis got in touch with me as soon as I got offline. And so obviously they were listening, but they're not on, they don't ever come into the chat. So I know there's people out here that are watching and listening that don't come into the chat. And I do appreciate you guys' support as well. And thank you for stopping by. As usual, like I said, I'm sorry that this is not one of our routine live. This is a lot different than anything that I've done, but I did not want to not show up because this is our night to do lives, and did not want that to not happen. And Robin, you said at Walmart online you might look for charm squares. They are 5-inch cuts, and there's 40 in a pack. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I don't really need any more now, but it's good to know because if I ever needed just some small squares and stuff. But again, as I was saying, um, I like to pick my stuff. I like to pick what I like and what I want. I don't want to be forced to get what's available. So I'm concerned. I used to sew, so I was very familiar with Hancock fabric, Joanne fabric, and it was, I think, one or two other places that were routine to go if you sewed to get fabric. And I stopped sewing, so I didn't know when Hancock went out of business, but I looked it up, and they went out of business in 2016. They went bankrupt and what have you, so they decided to just shut down, and that was the end of them. So that's kind of sad to say. I'm just hoping that that does not happen to Joanne, even though my Joanne is not the best Joanne I've been in. Much better, I put it that way. I've been in several Joanne fabric stores that are better stocked than the one that I have access to. But at least I do have access to one, and at least I can actually go in and look at the fabric and touch it and feel it and get as much or as little as I want. And Pearl, how you doing? You said you bought beautiful quality fabric off of Etsy in the boat on some. I have bought fabric off of Etsy as well, and I can't remember the shop, but I was looking for a specific, one of my girlfriends ordered a mask back when everybody was doing face masks, and she wanted these um, black and pink polka dot, black and pink polka dot um, fabric. And everywhere I went, you saw black. Not everywhere I went, you saw pink and white polka dots, but no black and pink polka dot. And so I said, let me figure out where to find this. And I Googled, and Etsy popped up, and this shop had some. So I bought some. And I didn't have to buy a lot either. I don't remember how much I bought, probably a yard. I know I didn't have to buy 2 yards. I know that because I don't have a lot of it. But I was very happy with that particular purchase, and I did get it through Etsy. So I do know Etsy has it, and Etsy was one of the places on my list where you can do online shopping for fabric, because you're going to have people that have fabric shops that will go on Etsy, probably Shopify, and some of these other places will have places that you can find. And you really can just Google, because that's what I did. I Googled, I did my AI as I usually do, and it came up with several names, and I looked at those, and then I Googled, and I got several more names, and I went and looked at those, and I found the websites on all of them, and like I said, they were really nice. Nice website. The fabric looked well. The pictures were nice. The prices weren't extraordinary. I didn't look at their policy as far as how much you have to buy or return policy if it didn't work out. I've even bought fabric off of Amazon. I bought tulle off of Amazon. I bought organza off of Amazon. So that's another outlet, and I do know they do sell other fabrics because I've seen it advertised. When you know how it is when you buy something, then they pop up with all these other things. So I know that they also you can get fabric there. So we're not going to be at a loss where we can't get fabric if Joanne goes out. We're just going to be at a loss of where we can actually put our hands on it. And I know some of you all don't live anywhere near a Joanne, so you probably are already used to not having that access. And I'm just curious if anybody's on here that does not have an access to a Joanne or a Hobby Lobby or even a Walmart fabric. What are your options? What have you done? What do you normally do when you need to buy fabric and what have you? And as you guys know, every time I come up with a topic, it is because of something that is going on in my life. And the fact that I was in the looking for fabric, and I know some of you guys that are doing the sew along for the Christmas tree had to order some fabric because if I remember correctly, Joanne did not have enough of whatever it is that you were trying to buy, so you had to order the rest. I think that was the case for everybody that had to order. I'm not sure, but I know it was 2 or 3 people that actually ended up ordering fabric. Um, and I'm almost certain that they all were ordered from Joanne. And then the other thing is when you have to order fabric or thread, then you have to wait because I know I and another uh, one of the sew along ladies ended up ordering some thread. We were looking for some Kingstar metallic thread, and we were looking at the prices, and all the prices were different. And even though Dime sells it, it's Dime's thread. They even recommend that you go elsewhere to get it for a lesser price. So we were trying to find the best price for the thread, and we found a place that had a decent price for the Kingstar, and we ordered it. But it took, I would say, close to a week to get. It took close to a week to get. So if you need something right away, that's another issue. If you're in the process of doing a whatever, a project, and you run out of thread or you run out of material or whatever the situation is, then you have to wait until it gets there, and that can put you behind, especially if you're doing something that's an order. And Robin, you said you ordered because your car was in the shop and you ordered online a lot because Joanne doesn't always have what you're looking for. Exactly. So I guess you're comfortable with ordering fabric. Um, I have not been disappointed. I put it that way. I did order something off of Etsy, some organza off of Etsy, and the color was not exactly what I wanted. It was acceptable, usable, but it was not the way it looked in the picture, and it wasn't what I wanted. And I think I had to order um, a certain amount. I think that it was a certain amount, and I don't remember what the certain amount was because I didn't order a lot, but it was a certain amount that you had to order. So I do know that a lot of these places do put some type of um, I don't want to say limits, but requirements in their process as far as how much you have to order. And again, as I said, that's another issue because you may not want that much fabric. Now, I wouldn't dare try to order an eighth of a yard from online, but I don't want to be forced to order 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards, and I only need, if I only need an eighth of a yard, and I agree to order a yard of fabric, then that's all I should have to order. The minimum should be a yard, nothing more. I should not have to order 2 yards, like Joann makes you order 2 yards, because I've ordered fabric from Joann before because they didn't have it in stock, and they made me order 2 yards of fabric. And Carol, you said that is a problem with ordering fabric from Joann, is that you have to order 2 yards. Exactly. I still have a boatload of that fabric, and I did not need 2 yards. I didn't even need a yard, but I had to order 2 yards just to get the little bit that I wanted, and I was not happy about that. Yeah, I was not happy about it because that's their minimum requirement, and you know, that can be an issue. Now, Joann is not the only shop out there, but I don't know what the other requirements are. So I just thought that I would just kind of bring that up, as a conversation, and a thought process to see what other people are doing and what's out there available. And like I said, I did look things up, and I had every intention of presenting what I found to share, but things happen, and it didn't even cross my mind to bring anything with me, because if that was the case, I would have brought my laptop. But I didn't, like I said, that didn't cross my mind that I would not be at home. My intention was to be at home tonight. That was the plan. We were told it was outpatient. We were told you would be in and out, and that was the expectation. And so when we left home early this morning, we were here at 8. So I've been here since 8 a.m. I've been up since 5:30. So long, long, long day. And we were told that we were going to get here, do the surgery, and go home. And the surgery didn't occur until 11, so it was late. And then, of course, like I said, I don't want to call them complications, because he's fine. It was just trying to get the pain under control, and they were concerned about sending him home on oral pain medication, because um, although I would not have allowed it, because I would have kept the pain medicine myself, but they were afraid that he may OD on the med, if he couldn't control his pain, that he would keep taking it and take too much, which they have to be concerned about that. So that's where they were coming from, that they did not want to send him home until they got the pain under control, where he could tolerate it, because he was not tolerating, when he got out, he was not tolerating the pain. But as one of my friends said, men, we women know. Men claim they have high pain tolerance and so forth and so on, and some of them do. But the one thing that I have found with the men I've been around, when it comes down to their bodies, when it comes down to health situations, like I have a cold or I have a flu or something is hurting, they turn into babies. They turn into babies. It's like, he kept saying it was hurting. I was like, well, you just got cut on. Of course it's going to hurt. What you expect? It's gonna hurt. Well, every time I move, every time I cough, it hurt. Uh-huh. Yep, it's gonna hurt. That's just how it goes. And but he's tolerating that a lot better than than he uh, than he was much earlier today. So I'm very, very happy with that. So I don't know if you guys want to hang in here any longer. I don't really have anything else to add. I do know that we have our sew along tomorrow, which of course we're all excited about. And I'm not anticipating any issues. I don't anticipate us not being at home. So, um, as it stands right now, it will go on at 7 o'clock tomorrow. And we'll just go on and do as we normally do. And, you guys just come prepared to start stitching when we get there, because those 2 hours go so fast. As you know, you can barely get yourself set up and 2 hours gone. And I know last week uh, I didn't really get anything done because I got bird nests. I think I got like 4 or 5 bird nests. I could not get. I don't know. I was beginning to think something was wrong with my machine, but it was my problem. It was me. I don't know what happened, but I didn't thread that one needle correctly. Even though I rethreaded and thought I had done it correctly, and did not. I missed the loop, and didn't realize that until I decided to go ahead and rethread it one more time just to see. And I rethreaded it, and it worked. So obviously that was the issue. But I didn't get a chance to do anything last week as far as the sew along. But hopefully I will be able to do a couple of them tomorrow night, because I'm prepared. I have everything cut out. I have everything, have all my little applique pieces cut out. I have the heat and bond on it, and I have my color thread picked out, what, the thread colors that I'm going to be using and everything. So I should be able to go smoothly with at least one applique, if not two. That's the plan. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. And I know if you guys haven't done any more, but if you have done any more, that's great, because it's going to take a minute. Once, I keep thinking about how many I've done and how many more I have to do. But then even when you get done with it, you still got to you got to cut it out. You got to get everything cut out, and then you got to sew it. Now, Robin, you're the master here, because you're the quilting person. You got your stuff cut, and it looks really good. I haven't cut anything yet. So I'm saving that until I get everything stitched out. Then I'm going to go and trim everything up and, get ready to stitch it together. And I am going to make a template that we talked about, so I can cut that out, and hopefully all of that will look well and go that far. So, Robin, you said you got the first 15 and 3 applique blocks done so far. Okay, well, we're kind of close together, because I got all the first 15 done and 5 appliques done. So we're running neck to neck on that. So that's good. I haven't done anything since Wednesday. I have not touched an applique or anything other than, like I said, I cut out my applique pieces and did the heat and bond and got prepared. But I haven't stitched anything because I was working on trying to get a few videos up for my channel, because I have to keep that running too. I got to keep everything running. And Kara, you said I need to get some rest while I can. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. When I go back into the room, I'm going to let that lounge chair out and ball up in a knot and get as much Z's as I can. And Robin said, it takes me forever to chew. It does me too. That's why I did it. That's exactly why I did it. Robin said it takes her forever to choose her fabrics. And it did me as well. That's one reason why I went out and bought some more, because I was rotating the same thing I had, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have some different stuff, some different cute stuff. So I said, let me go pick out some more fabric, and just try to figure out what goes together and that's going to be cute. And the thing that's so funny, we put all this time and energy and emphasis in picking out the fabric. And once you pick out the fabric, you cut those little squares out. and you put it on there, and then when you get ready to start stitching all of the decorative designs, the satin stitch and this, that, and the other, half of that fabric, you can't even tell what it was. I had to laugh. I had meticulously placed the fabric on in the position so this pretty design that's on that fabric, I could see it and all of that. And when I got through stitching that thing up, I couldn't see nothing that I had put on there. I said that was a total waste of time. So now I don't even worry about it. I just pick the fabric. This is what I like, and whatever happens, happens. Because when you get through putting all those little cute little designs and the satin stitches and everything that's part of the applique design, you're not going to see much of the fabric anyway. You'll see it, but for us to worry, puzzle our brains trying to pick this right fabric and stuff, it doesn't really matter. I found that out. I just try to get something that's cute and the colors don't clash, and I just do it. And Leslie, you said you're on the outer blocks. I had to go to the Joann and Sterling's to look for the sulky threads and metallic gold threads to match the ones you were using. Luckily, they had what you needed and it was on sale. Well, that's good. That's good. Um, you're using sulky metallic thread, the little bitty ones? I have their Christmas uh, thread set. I think it's a 250-yard spools, uh, but I might use one or two of the threads out of there because the greens and the reds I don't need. I got plenty of Christmas green and red, so I don't need to use that. But the cute metallic that's in there, I might try to use one or two of those if that's what you're talking about. Um, and you say you're on the outer blocks, so that is you've done the inner blocks and the main blocks, and now you're on the outer blocks, or you skipped around. I'm just curious, but we can talk about that tomorrow night. We don't have to discuss that tonight. So what I'm going to do, ladies, like I said, I do appreciate those of you that came back and those of you that did come in, you know, at 9 o'clock, because I said I'd be back at 9. If possible, it's 9:38 now. So I'm going to go ahead and drop off so I can go back in here and see how he's doing. And I'm beginning to get a little fuzzy in my head because I'm getting a little tired. I need to get some sleep. So I am going to go ahead and drop off and say good night. And I will talk to you guys um, later. I will talk to some of you guys tomorrow night, and the rest of you guys, I will talk to you if it's the Lord's will next Tuesday, and prayerfully there won't be any issues, and we will be able to have a regular meeting. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say good night to everybody. And again, thank you guys for stopping back in. And I do appreciate your support. And I appreciate all your well wishes and prayers. And I will talk to you later. Good night. Take care.